So, starting off,
XP count?
you guys were...
Oh shit.
Are we literally starting off now?
Yes. So you guys were just finished off with your fight with the vapes.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone is heavily injured.
Except me.
Okay.
Didn't get touched.
Yeah, but you're like freaking out in the corner, and Riker's trying to
I'm
feed
wondering
you.
to myself like an insane person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right, so...
Yeah, okay, go class. Sorry.
It is now pretty early in the morning as you guys were traveling through the middle of the night. So what would you like to do?
So, Riker is...
You guys have been out...
Edward.
You guys have been up for about 24 hours at this point.
Yeah, we're
Rest.
because like half of us are dead, right? Like half of us are literally knocked out. So Riker like sets up a camp and gets help from anybody, and then like tries to console Edward and's like, "It's okay, brother. Just calm down. We'll get over this, and we'll talk about it. Just don't worry." And like
They're all
it just
dead.
like, yeah, he's just like consoling him, trying to make sure everybody else is healed and ready to, you know, like get some 8 hours of rest, and
Yeah.
doing whatever you have to. That's what Riker's doing. So.
Yeah,
Everybody else,
I'm casting the spell and as a ritual, somewhere safe.
What spell?
Liamut's tiny hut.
Oh. So I guess I mean, do you like work with Riker to like put all the like camping supplies and everybody in that tiny hut, or?
My job was to put it up. That's.
Or I think once you
Yes.
put it up, you can't go inside it, right?
I can go inside when I make the damn thing.
You can designate people
Yes,
to go in
I'm sure with that, GJ.
I'm not sure what that means, but if that means what I think it means, I'm so happy right now, Klaus. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Oh my god. Yo, can you set that up for me?
What would you like to go with?
The glaive.
Okay.
I'm so happy I asked about that.
So,
Quit drinking.
Edward, dear,
What?
are you quite alright?
We spent
Like-
a week in the plane of fear, fighting for our very lives. We get to a land where everyone wants to kill me. I just saw an entire city get dragged down by tentacles, hearing screams. Saw one of our allies also get dragged away by one, and I just saw 4 people, including a
And
child, get dragged
Riker
away.
immediately, like,
What the
gets
hell do
up.
you think I'm doing?
Dear,
Riker immediately gets up and walks over to you and like pats you in the back and goes, shh, and like just lets Aussie continue.
listen, it's best to put these things behind us. Yes, we've all experienced some terrible things, some more than others, you more than others, but we have each other. The people that in the city that we were all responsible for in equal parts, they were made of lesser stuff than us, and have each other. And when we get to Kylith, I'll tell you what, I'll convince one of the bath people, and we'll get you a nice bath with some nice perfumes. I have some perfume now, if it would bring you some comfort. Blanket, we can set you up a lovely little space to sit. I give him a hug.
I do nothing. I just have like my eyes twitching, and I just have a very angry look on my face.
Quite all right, dear. I know that you've been through some hard things, but if that helps, I bought some paper while we were still in that city. And that writing helps clear the mind. So, if you'd like,
I silently take the paper.
and here's the quill. And if you need ink, it's here. It's fine if you spill it, but please don't.
I have my own ink and pen. Thank you.
This is special. It's purple quill. It's from a peacock.
I'm fine.
Look, you know what they say. Stuff. What is it? It's made from your friends causes love to never ends. You know that poem. Stuff made by your friends protects you in ship.
So
Yes, Alton's
Riker,
Rage
like-
Armor made me so I didn't die. Now he's dead.
It's not
Riker
dead.
like gets up and goes, Aussie, it's enough, and just like pulls you back and is like, We can talk to him later. It's not helping him right now. Just let him go.
I wanted to read his letter.
How much paper? Yeah, how much paper did you give me?
How much paper would you like, dear?
4 sheets.
I have written 4.
Alright.
Alright, then I'm back up to 15. And I will continue my ritual.
So, Riker's like setting up like the fire and whatever else to get us like all like rested. And then I guess he's like looking around. Is everybody like okay that we can just like do that 8 hours, or how is that? How would like
I'd be fine with taking a long rest.
I'd say
Yeah.
Going to watch?
Nice, yes.
Because you said it's like early morning, right, Klaus?
Yes.
For our characters, I just picked average hit points. Is that okay?
That's what I'm
I
doing.
always do.
You said yes.
Oh, you meant for, like, whenever you leveled up?
Yeah, leveling up hit points. Because
Yeah.
I thought you said that we had to roll this turn, but I figured average is okay because that's what I already took when I actually built my character first.
Yeah, as
so.
I said, you can either roll it or you can do averages. But you can't
got
roll
D6
and then
though.
choose another one.
Yeah, I've got like a D6 hit dice, so I'm sticking with the 4 average.
I like how they rounded up, because on any dice, the average comes up to like 0.5, something 0.5. On D6
Yeah.
it's 3.5, so they just kind of rounded it up.
Well, that's technically what you're supposed to do in math, but you know,
Kind
I
of
just round that.
My health potion that I've been working on for like a month. So, we have that.
Yes. Well, so
Not myself, so if I get knocked out again, just feed it to me.
yeah, with Edward's mage hand, and I like look at him.
Last time I had that happen to me, that didn't really work out too well.
Getting fed a potion?
No, having the person. It was probably just a weird situation. It was just a good idea. Let's go with that.
You mean having the person that can heal have the healing?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It seemed like for some reason they were targeted first.
Oh, I wasn't targeted for when I was targeted, but it only took like one. Anyway,
Yeah, it was weird. It was like the enemy knew exactly who to go for.
I think if anything, we all need to be better prepared. We weren't able to get anything from the last town because of their restrictions, and that's ridiculous. We really need to be more prepared in the future. And I say we, and I look around at everybody else, and I say, when we first started this trip, we didn't know anything about each other.
I still don't
But
know
I
anything
think, and I look at you and I say, of course. But we didn't know anything about each other, but we experienced the entire plane of fear, or at least a good portion of it.
I was frightened.
And I have been running for the last, and he like shakes his head and it's like many years. And I've never been able to stop. And with people like you that are strong and able to take care of each other, I've been able to do that. And if this is a continuing trend, then I'm all for it. But we need to decide if this is what we're doing or if I need to start running again. Because that dragon that came, and he like points out to where it like left, and that was for me. That was for my soul. And
Yes,
without
gather.
you guys here, I would have probably been dead. And more than that,
You keep going. Rude to interrupt the speech.
and more than that, if I wasn't around you guys, I would have been able to run. But that's the point we have to make. Is either we've gone through enough to stick together, or we haven't. And he like looks around for any kind of comment.
Whoa.
All I know is before I started this damn journey, I was just mildly uncomfortable with my life. Now I've seen more death than I think my last 3 fathers have in their entire lives.
For a father?
So I'm really... Yes, I do have a father.
Oh, I thought you were... Okay, so you don't have children.
No, I do not.
Hope for the best.
Not that you know of.
And Riker looks at you and says, as much death and destruction that you've seen, my friend, I've probably seen... What you've seen is probably a tithe of what I've seen. And I understand the pain you're going through. But without us, would you have made it through?
I wouldn't have been involved, but I suppose not.
Are you sure? Remember when you went to the stone plinth and you put your hand up there?
Yeah.
If none of us were here, you wouldn't have gone through... You wouldn't have been able to make it through. You would be one of those creatures in that pile of dead things that those humans killed and ate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, there's also the
Let's not
possibility that you could have
terrorize
ended
the
up
man
with
more than he is.
Wait. 2 people are talking. Go ahead.
Oh, see?
Let's try not to terrorize Edward more than he already is by saying that he would have ended up as a pile of corpses.
Well,
The
he could
truth
have
can
also
never be
ended
faked.
up as something else there. The arms
Very
that
true.
were given.
Very
what's
true.
his face?
But that's the point. We don't know what would have happened if we would have experienced what we had alone. But together
Well,
we were
I
able
was-
to survive.
That the first time I even stepped outside of the college without my usual regard for my father was with you, and I nearly died due to a slime on a beach. So I'm quite happy to be with you all. I can't protect myself for crap, apparently.
Well, obviously that's not much of a problem anymore. And he's like looking at your teeth directly.
Well, that doesn't help
And-
that much, really.
I'm sure you're
Also, I don't want
probably...
to talk about that.
By the way, it just occurred to me, are like the other people hearing all this?
Yeah, I was
No,
actually going to comment about that in a second. They're kind of like 10 feet away, like trying to pretend like they're not a part of this conversation, but they're definitely listening to all of this.
If you know it's
No,
good for
I-
you, you're gonna shut your mouths.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm like, because it's only Ascendus and who else survived, right? Like, was like one person?
That's
it was only
Ascendus, Toby, the guy that had the dagger and was going around stabbing people. And then there's also Bakken, which is the one that Fine picked up and then ditched in the desert, and then he catch up with you guys afterwards.
You said somebody was stabbing people?
Yeah, that one guy in the cloak.
Why would
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
do
cowardly guy who tried to pretend to be a woman.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I just turned him as like, of all the people, why did you have to... forget it.
Why was
So-
he stabbing people?
I think it's quite fun. It's
He
like
was stabbing the enemy,
Oh. Never
the
mind.
Wraith. Sorry, Aussie.
that, like, I think it's a fabulous thing that we have going here, all of us. It's like one of those tales of old that I learned about at art college and read in the books, and it's lovely to be part of that. And, I don't know, I just want to say thanks, because, now I'll have something to write about. And great. History has its eyes on us now. A group of adventurers purposefully charging through the desert.
You talk of history as if it's a real person.
History is a living entity, dear. Listens, warps, and retells 1,000 times.
Well,
Gaze on everything, just never interferes. Learning, listening, watching.
well,
Proper choices, because everyone's watching. Now,
By the way, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was done.
I just want to ask Claus, is like the hut up yet or no?
What?
takes 10 minutes,
Oh
right?
yeah, like as this is all going on, you finish your spell. A bubble of force that is the color that you choose
The same
appears.
color as the sand.
Purple, purple, purple. Damn it!
Alright. So a light, beigeish color, almost with a sandy texture to it, appears. There are currently 9 people, unless that you can include all of them in this spell, unless you would want to exclude one or more of them.
Well, I'll allow all in, but the other 3 are going to have to wait outside for a minute, because we need to continue this conversation inside.
And he like looks at you, Edward, or Riker looks at you and says, "Edward, do you think that what we are talking about is too private?"
Are we going to
No,
talk
what I'm
about-
going to say, however, is private, and I would like to do so in the privacy of the hut.
I'm excited.
Edward, you do know that the hut does not stop sound.
Of course. Okay.
Can I go?
Would you like?
You three, listen to me. Hello.
Yes.
Wait for a moment. Out of earshot.
Okay.
Right.
They
let's do that.
step back a little bit. A good, 30 feet. Is this
Who knows how to
good?
play music? Who knows how to play music out of you 3?
They look between each other. The, man that Fine picked up takes out a spoon. And starts trying to make musical noises with it.
Good enough.
Somehow.
Okay.
Right. Keep doing that.
Klaus, quick
It's
question.
okay. Yes.
Last game, when I was speaking with one of the gods, or deities or whatever, patrons, they mentioned somebody in the group, or somebody in our group of refugees, was part of their pact already. Which one did they mention? I thought they said Ascendus, but then George said it might be somebody else.
They did say Ascendus.
Yeah, okay. So I thought so. Okay. So, and I'm the whole time that Ossie's doing this, I'm like looking at Ascendus like knowingly. And then like when Edward says, let's go inside, he like just gets up and like walks inside. That's it.
Right, so we're private now, right?
Yes.
Am I inside with
Okay.
you guys?
First of
He's
all,
making food music.
well, I consider you a stranger, so no, I would not want you listening in on this.
Didn't think so.
Am I loud?
Yes.
Oh, you like me? Yay. Okay, go on.
Right.
Well, no, because
Well-
obviously, JJ switched characters, so that's an out of character thing.
Right, so Ozzy, as I'm sure you know, the person in the ring, and I hold up my ring of mind shielding.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I've been talking to her. Her name is Jayla. And, she said
Jyla.
that... Jayla. I don't know. Look,
Fantasy
the point
names!
the point is, she needed to go to the City of Dawn for something. I'm not sure what exactly, but all I know is that now I can't communicate with her anymore ever since I was, as I'm sure some of you might remember, when I suddenly disappeared.
Yes.
What
Where
happened?
is the City of Dawn?
I remember that.
No.
It's
in
the
the
west.
It's in Shiv, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's lovely. I
in
lived there
Shiv.
for several years.
But- Look, the point is, some mysterious woman suddenly had me walking what felt like days in a desert, and had me come into her hut and asked me to make like some sort of deal with her, talking about that we would both see my future. The thing is, she might try and do that shit to you. What's very important is that you say no, okay?
To me specifically?
For all
I
of
think
you,
it-
alright?
I think
It's a
it's
lasting contract. It's not just a simple, like, she'll have a special power over you.
So Riker looks at you, and he kind of shakes his head, and he's like, I've been, and he like laughs and like he says, and he like pauses again, and like it's obviously really hard for him to say. He says, I've had people after me to sign a contract of my own.
Yes, for your soul.
Yes.
Should we talk about that?
Yes, it's
Should
quite
we?
interesting.
Yeah, I kind of want to know
what-
how you stole from these dragon types, because they said you
So-
stole something.
Do you still
Once-
have your soul?
Once Fine like peeks up, and I say, "What about your special ability?"
That's not important, is it? It just keeps us safe.
Wait, are you the one
Wow.
granting wishes?
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently the dildo of studded diamonds is not the thing that happened.
So help me God, I'm gonna actually burn that thing.
You can't. It's made out of metal.
It's useful, don't burn it.
That's not the magic item here. The magic item is you. When I point directly at Fine.
I can't tell you about it.
Is it like some sort of thing where you can't physically talk about it?
No.
How about the part where you put a knife to a child's throat?
That
That
was
is now dead in the
absolutely
can.
necessary, and I did not kill that child.
Oh, you
That
didn't
was a
kill the
race
child. You did kill the child, but that doesn't alleviate the point.
Like, right.
Is it like something where you can't wish it yourself, you have to get someone else to wish it?
Yes, maybe. It doesn't
Maybe.
happen all the time.
Okay, that at least explains it. Doesn't excuse it, but it explains it.
So Riker chuckles and says, "What? You're a magic genie?"
Yes.
And Riker like
I
looks at
wish-
you and moves his head back. And he's like, "What? Are you serious?"
We've been in a plane of fear, we saw race, we saw an entire city get dragged down. Why is the fact that there's a genie suddenly surprising to you? You should be used to this.
Just that much.
Genies are incredibly powerful beings.
She has legs!
I don't think
Observe.
she's like a main genie considering her. When I wished for we were instantly at the city didn't work.
Since we have one in our presence, let's use the proper term. They're called Jinn. Amazing.
I just
Potato,
summon my
potato.
guardian hand and summon it underneath me to hold me, and I'm like, now I don't have legs.
Well,
No, I think the point is you still have legs, you just don't float.
Fine, as you do this, you cause a small tornado of fire to appear beneath you. It
God,
completely
no.
covers the lower half of your body, and it raises you up slightly off the ground.
oh, look! Now
Okay.
she's... Now,
Oh shit.
oh. I wish for infinite wishes! Kidding.
No.
I think that's how that works, Ozzy.
I'm pretty sure the
Not
gods
that
above wouldn't allow that to happen.
Joke.
Well, when you joke with things like wishes, you die.
But nothing happened!
Haven't you ever heard the story about the guy who wished to be immortal and he got turned into a fish?
What?
No, but it sounds like an excellent child's tale.
Or somebody that wanted to be as strong and powerful as a mountain and became a mountain.
Yeah, you gotta work that shit carefully.
I was making a joke. One of the rules is you can't have infinite wishes.
And now, now I'm just waiting for Klaus to be like, well, you know, it actually did something, but you just don't know yet.
So, the power comes from your lamp, like you told me before, yes?
Yes, I'm not the magical one.
Right.
But I will give you a bit of warning. Don't try to take it or touch it. Try to stay away from it.
Alright.
That just makes me want to touch it more, to be honest.
I take a step away from Aussie.
It's a bad plan.
I'm not going to, I just want to.
Well,
Right, all I know is I'm tired. I've seen a whole shit ton of people die. I want to go to sleep.
Okay.
You better
just
go to
write
sleep
down
then.
the paper that I gave you.
Right, I need to... Yeah, can I do any research before I go to sleep?
Yes, go ahead and roll an Arcana check if you'd like to.
24.
Alright, mark that down.
Alrighty, I will do that. Also, I found out I did mark down my previous ones. I just didn't know where they were at first.
Alright.
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot, person in the ring, she's not responding anymore, and she kept repeating this one thing that sounded pretty cryptic. The thing was, closet, I'm trying to find it right now, it's so far back. What was it again that she was repeating?
Let's see. I gotta scroll back as well, because I want to get the
Here,
exact
back
wording.
soda.
Okay, hold on, I think I found it.
Find it?
Yes, she said, do not answer the call. She just kept repeating that over and over. She also said, the call is true when I told her about the purple tentacles that dragged down the city. I don't know who this woman is, but she seems to know quite a bit. I think we should probably head to the City of Dawn when we can.
It's a fine city.
And also
I'm
a
sorry.
city where I don't have to worry about getting killed.
Also a city where I have to worry about meeting my father again, but that's fine. I
Alright,
can
so...
probably arrange travel when we get to a city, so...
Right. For now, I'm gonna get the others and we'll sleep for the night. Or
Right.
day, or whatever.
Day.
We can sleep for the morning and then leave at midday.
Sounds
Sure.
fine.
Alright, so that's you guys' plan?
Yep, just
Yep, I call the other people in and then we camp.
Alright, are you setting up any kind of watch?
We don't need to...
No one can enter
Well,
no one can enter this, we're good.
Riker only sleeps about half the time. Like he gets up periodically and checks around. But besides that, I don't know if we set any kind of real watch.
Okay.
I mean, I have something that makes it to where I don't need to sleep, so I can set up
before we
watch.
go to sleep. Before we go to sleep, I also summon Puff.
Puff pops back into existence, seemingly unsure of why it's still alive after it horribly died.
So I actually want to have a tiny little thing here. I bring Puff down and I sit her. I get because it's very cat-like, but very like we're bonded, right? Like we're actual bonded creatures.
Yes.
So I she comes down and I talk to her softly, and I pull out a gold coin, and I hand Puff the gold coin, and I say, "Does this entice you?" Telepathically.
You get a faint, it's almost like it's an enchantment. Give me a Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Can I give you
Okay.
can I help you with that?
Yeah.
Well, I think
if you'd like to.
I mean, sure. If you like to, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I have 9 Arcana, so I'm almost guaranteed to get a 10.
Alright,
Maybe you're
so,
sitting around me.
Riker,
so-
you do have advantage, which doesn't mean anything for you. So yeah,
Holy shit, this keeps happening.
Yeah, I keep rolling badly, so I get advantage.
so, yeah, you... Really likes gold.
Yeah. So I say, would you like it? And telepathically, obviously.
Yes. Yes, I do. It starts, batting the coin around like a cat with, Yon.
So I playfully play with it for a few minutes, and I say, "Would you like to hold it in your claws
Yes.
while we could travel?"
Please.
So after we're done playing, I hand a coin to her, and then I just start going to sleep, and I guess Puff curls up next to me or something, or on my feet or something.
Yep.
That's the scene.
Alright, so, Holden, you said because you don't have to sleep that you were going to just kind of keep an eye out, and Riker, you were going to get up every once in a while?
Yeah, Riker's
Yeah,
very, very suspicious of everything, so he gets up every once in a while because that's his normal thing.
I'm going to say, Holden, give me a perception check. Riker, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna pull up the sheet here.
Perception.
I would like to say that the inside is translucent, so you can see outside while you're still in the hut.
Yep.
Am I inside or outside of the hut?
I mean, either one, you're at 21.
He pulled everybody in the hut, I think, right, Edward?
Yeah, that's because pretty much I'm worried that a wraith is going to get me in my sleep, so everyone's in the hut.
Okay, and we're taking a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means that I get my health back, right, Klaus?
Yeah.
At the rate
And any
we all get
spells
our
that you
health
might
back,
have
right?
used. So, Holden, as the night passes, you see a faint fire off in the distance. It's seems to be rather high in the sky, quickly coming towards your general direction. It's a rather bright glow that illuminates a good quarter mile below it. It is.
Well, this isn't the night. This is the day, right?
Yes, it is, but it's still like almost a secondary sun.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
No.
You said night, so.
Sorry. That was misquoting on my part, sorry. But, yes, it does, like, brightly illuminate the ground, even more so. It almost looks like a faint sheen of glass is forming beneath it as it travels. It is maybe about a mile away from where you currently are and moving closer.
I'm gonna kind of step away from the rest of the group, just in case.
Klaus, did you just like cut out or?
No, Alright, so, as you kind of step out to the side, it gets closer. It's now maybe a half a mile away. As you continue looking at it with your other high check, you see it has a really elongated body. Whatever it is about 15 feet long. Its neck takes up most of that space. You see a very faint impression of a blue beak upon it. And it has two massive wings on either side. Its wingspan is maybe about 25-30 feet.
I don't sense any thing with my Draken ability, right?
Nope.
Like, because you said that that's automatic.
That is automatic.
It would wake me up if... Okay, so... Okay, just make sure.
I'm just gonna kind of keep my... I'm just gonna kind of continuously watching it, yeah.
Right. So, as it flies closer, it is maybe about, if you're looking straight up, it's maybe about 50 foot off to one side of you guys. But as it flies above, a almost sheet of glass forms beneath it that completely covers a good 100 feet on either side of you. And you feel a strange sense of calm as it passes directly over you. As you glance at it, its fiery form of oranges and yellows and blues. There's a sense of relief. You see everybody has anyone that was not sleeping completely soundly has a serene look upon their face. It's a rather pleasant moment. Up until you have an extremely horrible pain from your chest, Holden. It looks like the skin on your chest begins to squirm and move a little bit.
Just gonna kind of look at my arm, anywhere that is kind of the skin, and just kind of questioningly looking at it, because I don't know what to do.
Alright, so it's an immense amount of pain as a massive inkish form of just black ink that comes straight jutting out of your chest, leaving a hole in you. As it lands on the ground, the form of a massive scorpion lands and looks at you. The pain has passed, and the injury that you've suffered doesn't seem to be there.
The hell was that?
That was me.
The creature looks at you for a moment.
I'm gonna testingly... Does this creature look any form familiar?
You recognize its makeup from any time that you've used your abilities.
I'm going to test my blood weapon, just...
As you flick your wrist, nothing happens.
Are you... What happened? No.
Nothing happened.
the creature that was flying above us, is it still there, or is it moved on?
It has moved on as you're looking around. Give me another perception check.
Okay, give me 1 second.
You do see it flying off in the distance. Its speed, now that it has passed you, seemingly has picked up greatly. It is maybe about 1.5 miles away from you, quickly approaching the horizon.
Is there... Okay. I'm just gonna look back at the newly formed scorpion and just tilt my head. Slightly.
You're weak. I have stayed with you long enough. Your pitiful form has become an annoyance. Petty little spirits took you as a plaything. They took you down with no difficulty. You are not one I wish to be bonded with.
Okay, bitch. Fine. Scorpion, get away from me. Gosh. Fuck off.
I'm just gonna stay quiet.
Its form begins to melt into the sand. Its eyes, even though it's completely made of that black substance, you can feel its eyes still upon you as its body finishes fading into the sand. Not a milk has been left.
Oopsie.
Actually, give me a perception check. Again.
Another perception?
Another perception. Not a milk has been left.
Just, is there any... Go to the dome and just kind of sit outside of it. I'm just gonna take my mask off and just kind of stare at it for a while.
There's a strange...
Don't know what to do.
There's a strange sense of clarity that's come about you now. Your mind just doesn't feel as fogged as it might have once been. Is there anything you'd like to do before the morning? I mean, not the morning, the evening.
No, not really. Not that I can think of. It just...
Alright. So, as you sit upon the glass reflecting upon your mask, you begin to hear the others stirring as they wake up. As each of you wake up, you notice that the ground around you has changed from sand into glass.
Oh,
Well, ain't this just great?
a tap on it.
It's pretty
check.
fragile. If you tapped on it slightly hard enough, then it will break.
Oh,
Can I make an Arcana check to try and figure out what it is?
Yes.
26.
Okay. And then I also want you to give me a religion check with advantage.
Alrighty.
Alright, so it looks to be some sort of intense heat, most likely magical with how thin it is, has passed through this area. With your religion check, you know that what has passed over is a deity known as a Pheonix.
A Phoenix came over here and you didn't wake me up?
There was a phoenix.
Yeah, there was. See the glass?
Oh. In the city.
Holden-
Where did it go?
Holden, because I know you were awake. Did a Phoenix come over here and you didn't wake any of us up?
As you look over
Still-
to Holden, he's just sitting there, still looking at his mask.
Okay, you know what? You're probably having a moment. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna get ready.
Can I drag my fingers along the glass and try to make it hum like a wine glass?
give me a performance check.
Ew, not great. 13.
It's okay. It's rather unsteady glass. It's hard to make a noise with it, but you somehow manage to make a few screeches and wails that aren't extremely pleasant, but they're still vaguely musical.
Hey, another thing is about rituals, they require concentration. What kind of makes it hard to concentrate, the sound of screeching glass.
What I had to... You could have waited!
Look, man, all I know is more of those damn rays could show up any second. I don't want to stick around here.
Okay, well then just leave, jeez. Gosh. But we're going.
Riker gets up and looks over at Ascendus. Can I tell anything different from Ascendus? Because now I'm looking at him in a different light.
As you're looking at him, give me a investigation check. His eyes seem distant.
Better?
As you are looking him over, he seems to be staring off in the direction that you once came. You don't feel anything different about him, per se from, like, any kind of magical sense, but something in him has changed. You're not sure if it's happened overnight or if it's been happening since the city has fell.
Okay. Yeah, so I like wake up Puff, I nudge her, and I guess she takes her appropriate place on my shoulder. And then,
yes, she is currently rolling the coin in a circle around her tail, making a loop.
So I pat her on the head and like scratch, right behind the ears or something. And I say, just don't let that hurt your abilities if we get attacked, okay?
Lets out a little puff of smoke.
So I have her hop up on my shoulder and then start walking out and getting everything packed up.
I go over to Holden and shake his muscled shoulder, I assume. Dear, you're right. We're going.
Also, give me a perception check.
Perception. I'm so good at these.
Could I roll to try and give him advantage?
Yeah.
Correction. Maybe someone else, because I only have a perception of 1. Anyone else want to help her? Alright. Alright.
So, obviously, as you're looking around, as your head jerks over to Edward whenever he told you to knock it off, it did bring your attention a little bit more to the direction of, well, there's a section of the glass that seems to have been broken a little bit, and you see something dark and sparkling in there.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, it looks to be, it's maybe about an inch underneath the sand that's beneath the glass. It is a small object, maybe about the size of both of your thumbs put together.
Can I take one of my scroll cases and try to dig it out without touching it?
Yeah, you do that. It's not too terribly hard because it's sand. And
Yeah.
It seems to be a blackened crystal with a shimmering force inside of it.
Can I try... Does it look alive? Like a soul?
Give me a religion check.
Religion. I'm going to try to speak with it telepathically.
Can I help? Oh.
15.
So, looking it over, it does seem to contain some kind of essence of a soul. Looking it over, it does... You're not exactly sure what's given you this impression of it. It could be the way that this... now looking at it, it looks to be some kind of black crystal. It might be just how this is shaped, or the form inside of it, but it does give you a faint, memorization of That just kind of reminds me of Holden a little bit.
Try to speak with it? I look over to him. Is he breathing?
Still just sitting there holding my mask looking at it.
Right. If I move it around, do you follow it with your eyes?
Do I see the gem at all?
Yeah, it's, as he's poking around with it, it's, like, almost right in your line of sight.
Just gonna silently, like, look at it.
I use telepathy to try to speak to whatever's in the gem. Hello?
Holden, inside your head, you hear, hello?
Ozzy, get out of my head.
What? Wait a minute. I think this is yours, and I don't want to touch it anymore. I kind of like throw it at him a little bit. Bad news, Holden's a lich now.
Well, that's just cherry on top, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't believe him.
I'm gonna pick up the gem and just kind of examine it.
Be careful with that, dear. It has your soul in it, I think.
Looking at it, you do feel a strange sense of connection to it.
Can I try making an Arcana check to find out what that crystal is?
Yeah.
If you feel a sudden sensation to summon the forces of the undead, or eat flesh, or have your own flesh brought away, try to resist that.
I mean, I am a wood elf. Naturally, I want to eat anyone that I kill, so, you know...
How about we just let me take a look at this crystal here?
Alright,
yeah,
so...
yeah. I just
looking it over, it does appear to be some kind of device that's used to capture a soul. However, this seems almost fractured in a way. It doesn't contain the entirety of a soul. It is just the essence of something. You do get a feeling of some kind of divine magic about it.
Well, from what I've gathered, this is a divine object that contains part of your soul. Not the whole thing, but the essence of it.
You do get this feeling that it doesn't have a part of his soul in it, but it is something else's soul that is connected with him. You're unsure how this is working.
Wait, not your soul, but part of something else's, but... What the hell is this thing?
I don't like it, and I walk away.
All I know is it seems like it's connected to you, so you should probably hold on to it.
I kind of, like, take it. Is there any, like, sharp and jagged points on it? Like, hard enough?
There are a few sharp and jagged points on it.
I'm gonna kind of take it, and I'm just gonna kind of stick it into, like, the forehead part of my mask.
Alright, give me a... I don't know what to make you roll with. Give me a general dexterity check.
Okay.
Just to see how finely you can do this without too heavily damaging the mask.
Not very well.
So you kind of like, it doesn't look extremely great, but you managed to scratch in a hole in there. There are several scratch marks along the sides that maybe your hand slipped a few times, but it's in there.
Hey, you can buff
That's
out those
character.
scratches.
Character. Just kind of put the mask back on and...
This is happening right after we all, some of us wake up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.